Okay, so we are going to go up here. It tells you in the directions to go ahead and turn off your autocorrect, so I'm going to assume that I've already done that. It tells you to turn on no spacing, which is the styles right here. Remember, if you do that at the very beginning, that's the best time to do it. It tells you to change your font to size 12, and it also tells you to choose a font that's readable. So it doesn't have to be Calibri, it can be another one, but the two main requirements are that it's not all caps, and it's not all bold. So like this font here, this Adobe Gothic STB, is all bold. So you don't want to choose something like that. I'm just going to stick with Calibri and be safe because I know that that one's appropriate. Then it tells you to go ahead and type in your heading, your 4-line heading. And okay, and after you have your 4-line heading, it tells you to press enter 3 times, 1, 2, 3, and then it tells you to format your title, which if you remember from last year is size 18, bold and centered, and the title is going to be using bullets appropriately. Then it tells you to go ahead and turn off bold, switch it back down to size 12, and then press enter 1, 2, 3 times again and switch yourself to the left. If I turn on my show hides, that kind of is how it looks. All right, so now you're set up. Now it tells you to use this following formatting for your section headings. All right, and it says left alignment, which we already are. Right, size 14, so I need to make it a little bit bigger, and then underline. So the underlining is right here, and my first one is going to be my favorite foods. All right, and then it tells you to switch back to size 12, turn off underlining, right, and enter 2 times. And then in the directions, it's going to tell you specifically what you're going to use as far as bullets. Are you going to use one of the bullet styles? Are you going to use one of the numbering styles? For the first one, I believe it tells you to turn on the numbering style with the periods after it, so a number and a period. And then you're going to type in 5 of your favorite foods. Press enter after each one. So I'm going to type in, steak and pizza and burgers and chicken and milk. I don't actually like milkshakes. We'll just say I do. I don't actually like ice cream either. All right, so then you got this. Now, how do you get rid of the numbering as you're typing? I'm going to actually go ahead and press enter 1, 2, 3 times. And what that does is the first time goes down to the next number. The second time gets rid of the numbering and kind of turns it off. And the third time is adding a big space. Now, I'm ready to go ahead and type in my next section heading. I'm going to type in my favorite songs and TV shows. But remember, I want it to look like this. So this is where you can use this kind of cool little tool up here called the Format Painter. You may or may not be familiar with it. But because I want my section header to look the same as this section header, I'm going to highlight this one. I don't even have to highlight all of it. I'm going to click on Format Painter right here. And what it does is it doesn't copy the words, it just copies the way the words look. So then when I go down here and highlight or paint the format, it basically repaints it for me and kind of does it all for me again. Now I can switch down to size 12, turn off underlining, 1, 2, and then start my next one, which will be bullets instead of numbering. The last thing I want to show you, and then you can get started on this, are these two little icons right here. This one here is decrease indent and increase indent. I want you to see what it does, because a lot of times what will happen is you'll do your indents here, or you do your bullets, and somehow they're bumped in way to the right, too far. These little control buttons right here will allow you to adjust so that it ends up being better aligned with the ones above it, and it just looks a little bit better. All right, so you can kind of mess around with these tools here as well, and that will give you really all of the